How Indiana Fever gave out two historic contracts in 1 week. Indianapolis. On April 11th, the Indiana Fever announced that they had re-signed star guard Kelsey Mitchell to a 1-year contract. That alone was not news. Star teammate Caitlin Clark called keeping Mitchell a priority, and the Fever sent a core qualifying offer to Mitchell. That offer made it impossible for her to negotiate with other teams. Her return was expected, yet her signing was significant in that it was a supermax contract, meaning for the first time ever a Fever player was set to make $1 million in one season. Mitchell's deal will pay her 20% of the WNBA's new salary cap, which is set at $7 million after the league's new collective bargaining agreement was agreed to last month. For nearly a decade, Kelsey has been a foundational piece of the Indiana Fever, and securing her return was our highest priority. Kelsey Mitchell is among the top of a long list of great athletes who have elevated not only our city and franchise, but their sport as a whole. She further cemented her legacy last season, and we hope her return underscores how much she is valued by our entire organization, Fever General Manager Amber Cox said in a press release. Cox mentioned that Mitchell has been with Indiana for nearly a decade, and the salary comparison across those seasons is telling. During Mitchell's first 8 years with the Fever, she made about $1.12 million in total. In her 9th season alone, the 3-time All-Star will make $1.4 million. That growth is significant and a big deal for franchise. The Fever's president of basketball operations is Kelly Krauskopf. She previously held the GM title for franchise and assumed the role from 2000 to 2017. She's seen the salary growth of players up close and got to send out the first 7-figure contract in Indiana's history. I can't say enough great things about Kelsey, Cox said at the team's media day last week. She deserves it. Mitchell said that it was humbling for her to ink such a big contract and was grateful to even be able to sign it. She did see what the market had to offer in free agency, but chose to sign with the Fever anyway, and leaving would have been challenging after the core process. For all the right reasons, I knew the Fever was a priority, Mitchell said. The 2025 All-WNBA team member has played in other leagues throughout her career during WNBA off-seasons, including stops in other continents. She expects that to change now. It would have to be a drastic, unique situation for me to go back overseas, Mitchell said. She played in the United States-based 3-on-3 league unrivaled during the most recent offseason and would do so again. Yeah, for sure. That was good basketball, and it was in the United States, so I can't really complain, she said. Mitchell is still committed to Project B, a new startup overseas league she signed with prior to the existence of a new CBA. That may just be Mitchell's last time leaving North America for basketball after her supermax agreement with the Fever. Who else received a big contract from the Indiana Fever? She also wasn't the only Fever player to sign a contract worth 7 figures. Star center Aaliyah Boston did so too after receiving the WNBA's first ever contract extension via the newly created exceptional performance on initial contract, EPIC, provision on April 17th. Players on their rookie contracts all received pay bumps, but none were as big as Boston's. Because the 3-year pro was named the second-team All-WNBA last season, she was eligible for the EPIC extension, one that permitted the Fever to give her a raise in 2026, then a long-term extension that runs beyond the upcoming campaign. In total, Boston's new deal projects to be worth just under $6.3 million. The specific numbers can't be known until the salary cap number is determined for future seasons. In order to reach such a high salary over a 3-year extension, the Fever and Boston agreed to a supermax deal in 2027 through 2029, and the young center also had her 2026 salary bumped up from $574,612 to $1 million. The EPIC piece was a new one that obviously impacts us right out of the gate that we had to adjust to. Cox said how the new CBA changed things for the Fever. It allowed the team to have a pair of players making $1 million or more this season. There will be 31 such players in the entire league this season. Boston felt blessed by the new contract and detailed that right after the new CBA was finalized, her agent got to work on negotiations with the Fever. It's just baffling hearing those numbers. It's crazy. I'm so thankful that this league is where we are right now. Fever head coach Stephanie White, a former WNBA player herself, said of the big contracts handed out by the franchise. The Fever aren't the only team with multiple players making seven figures, but they are one of just 3 teams to roster a supermax player this season, and they're the only team that signed a player using the Epic provision. It was a historic offseason for the WNBA, and the Fever were at the center of it all.